evening. Welcome back to Wembley Stadium. I hope you have got your breath back after a remarkable Betfred Challenge Cup final, because the third course of this feast of Rugby League is an absolute belter as well. AB Sundex 1895 Cup action. Featherstone Rovers and the York Knights kick off at around 10 to 6. We'll be with you all the way through here on Super League Plus. Alongside me to bring you this one, a man who knows both of these teams very well, Andrew Henderson. Hendo, we should just touch on what we've just seen, because if this game is anything like that Betfred Challenge Cup final, we're in for a thriller.
Absolutely, Lewis. What we just witnessed previously was an absorbing and gripping contest, that is for certain. Heartbreak for the Warrington Wolves, who were in a great position to go on and win that game, but unfortunately were deterred in the final 2 minutes off a kick play from Hull Kingston Rovers, who snatched the victory right at the death. But what an outstanding game. And if this contest that's before us, that's building up now, is going to be anything like the Challenge Cup final, then we're in for a cracker, Lewis, that's for sure.
We probably should mention at this stage the weather. We've just got ourselves into the dry on the gantry. It is teeming it down here at Wembley. It will play a part.
Oh, it certainly will. The conditions definitely will. I mean, both teams would have prepped all week, probably with certain game plans to exploit each other's weaknesses. But ultimately now, with the conditions as they are, the rain has been falling now throughout the Challenge Cup final and is continuing to team down here now. You know, it just means you have to tighten things up. You know, the quality of skill is going to be not as fast and fluid, so it'll be probably shorter passes, earlier passes, you know, a more direct approach from both teams, a bit of change of angle, and ball control is going to be really imperative this afternoon. Kicking game is going to be key as well, Lewis, so they're the key factors for today.
Well, plenty to look forward to in this matchup. Two of the real bright sparks of the Betfred Championship going up against each other. Let's hear from both head coaches, Paul Cook and Mark Applegarth. Paul, thank you for joining us. Cup finals are always big occasions. What's the preparation been like this week?
Yeah, good. Yeah, we're boys are prepared really well. We got our team selection early doors, and we knew who was playing and where we was playing and what was doing. So there's no excuses from us today. It's a big game, and the big players playing big games.
Have you had to contend with the extra kind of nerves and pressure in this one at all? Has that affected how you've come into this one?
As for me, I think, not for the players. I think it's always easy when you're a player to go into a big game because you can influence it, but it's not so easy when you're a coach, and it's not so easy when you're on the coaching staff. So there's been some nerves certainly from me, and I haven't felt like that since I won a cup. So I think it's been a nice nervousness.
Have you used any of that experience to try and sort of inspire your players, let them know what to expect in this environment?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we had John Kearsby. Obviously, John was my boss when we won the cup in 05. I've had some experience of playing in big games, and as have a lot of the other players that are at the club. So, you know, Benny Reynolds is a cup winner just 2 years ago with Lee. Citra Koala's obviously won a cup, so there's plenty of experience within the group. Interesting dynamic between the two teams and coaching setups. You'll know each other very well. How do you see this one playing out tactically? Yeah, tight, absolutely. I think we know how they're going to play, and they know how we're going to play. So I imagine it'll be really tight. The weather doesn't help. Obviously, it's conducive to throw the ball around. So it's going to be a war of attrition, and you know, may the best team win.
Best of luck.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.
Mark, thank you for joining us. What's this week been like preparing your team for a cup final?
Well, I think the prep takes care of itself, doesn't it? I think the main thing is just keeping everyone relaxed and not playing the game too many times in there before today, ultimately. So we've got 2 quality training sessions in. We're on a 6-day turnaround, so there's only so much you can do. Obviously previewed as opposition, but mainly focused on what we want to bring to the table, and just focused on controlling your emotions and bringing the best version of us. And I think as long as you do that, you've got no regrets, have you?
You're in pretty good form in the league. Do you feel like you're coming into this final on the kind of crest of a wave?
Yeah, I think both teams are, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I think both teams could say they're 2 of the informed teams in the league, so it's got all the ingredients to make a cracking cup final, and now it's down to ourselves and Featherstone to deliver, isn't it?
Extra ingredients would be the conditions out there. Will that play a part at all?
Yeah, both teams will be smart with it though. Obviously when it's greasy you've got to make sure that you're not making too many unforced errors. Naturally Wembley's a greasy pitch as it is because they water it before the kick-off, so I'm sure that'll add to it. So it's just a matter of making sure that you're concentrating and not coming up with too many unforced errors to give the team field position.
Does today feel like potentially a really big step for you guys as a group and as a club?
Yeah, we'd like to think so. Obviously, we've not hid away from the fact that we want to be a winning team, and ultimately we've got a chance to do that today. But you know, we're not arrogant enough to think that it's just going to happen for us. You know, we're coming up against a top quality Featherstone team that's hitting a bit of form themselves. You know, they've got the players back now and the half, so they're playing some attractive rugby themselves, and it's going to be a tough battle, but it's one we're looking forward to and one we're relishing, to be fair.
Two coaching teams that know each other pretty well. You're looking forward to that battle?
Yeah, you always do, don't you? You always do, and you'd like to think throughout your lifetime you'll have some really good memories, you know, coaching against people that you've coached with. So a lot of respect for the coaching team, and I wish them all the best, just not too well today.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, two head coaches, once colleagues, now in opposite dugouts in a cup final at Wembley. We can run you through how they set up their sides this evening for this AB Sundex 1895 Cup final here under the arch. The Featherstone Rovers, Caleb Akins returns to Wembley at fullback. They've got a wing pairing of Daryl Olferts and Connor Wynne. Inside then in the centres, Josh Hardcastle and Gareth Gale. And it is a half-back pairing with 20 of experience. Ryan Hampshire and Ben Reynolds in the middle, pulling the strings for the Rovers. In the front row, Gadwin Springer and James Beckett and Will Chubb inside them. And in the second row for the Rovers, Brad Day and Clay Webb, with captain Danny Addy locking in the forward pack. Coming off the bench, Connor Jones, King Vudiawa, Jordan Williams and Jack Arnold will provide the reinforcements for Featherstone this evening. York, they start off with Toa Mataartha at full-back and a wing pairing of Scott Galliano and Joe Brown. Inside them in the centres for the night, Kieran Buchanan and Ollie Field. It's a familiar half-back pairing, 6 and 7, Atta Hingano and captain Liam Harris. They play behind the pack, fronted up by Jack Martin, Akuma Tai and Paul McShane in the front row. Jesse D and Connor Bailey sit behind them, with Jordan Thompson locking in the forwards for the night. Off the bench for York, Brendan Santi, Jacob Gannon, Sam Cook and Kieran Hudson completing the 17. Hendo, when you look at those teams straight away, star quality, experience, excitement, there's a lot to like about what's on offer here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is building up to be a cracking contest. You've got two teams that are currently in good form in the Betfred Championship competition. York have won their last 5 games in a row. Featherstone have won their last 4 in a row. So both are coming in good form at present. I mean, looking at both those teams, there's quality throughout both sides. I'm really excited about the halfback battle this afternoon, Lewis. Now, Liam Harris, who I think has been in scintillating form so far, he's currently the top point scorer in the championship with 119 points. That comes from 11 tries, 37 goals and 1 drop goal. He's partnered up with Atta Hingano, who's a bit of a maverick sort of player, a bit of X factor, somebody who can be a game breaker when needed. But equally, Ryan Hampshire is an equipped halfback in his position alongside Ben Reynolds, who's got plenty of experience on the big stage. So I'm really looking forward to those two matchups. And interestingly, look at the benches. Both have gone for a very similar balance to their benches, with 3 sort of middle unit forward players and a utility player, Connor Jones for Featherstone, Sam Cook for York. But like I said, at the moment, it's hard to say. You obviously say York are the slight favourites coming in because of the position they are in the championship, but in current form, both teams are playing well.
How important will the respective back threes be in this game? Because we've mentioned the weather, but also this Wembley pitch is very wide. It's nearly 70 metres wide, so there will be space, there will be opportunities out wide, but defensively as well, it just adds that extra layer, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, as you highlighted there, Lewis, the conditions aren't going to really allow for an expansive game of rugby league football, and if the teams do decide to go wide, they're going to have to play a little bit earlier and away from the line, which probably allows the defence to be able to systematically slide and be able to handle most things coming at them potentially. However, you mentioned the back 5, and I think both teams possess a strong back 5. Olferts and Connor Wynne will carry hard out of backfield for Featherstone, but equally Scott Galliano and Joe Brown will do the same. The two centres are powerful ball runners for both teams. So the back five will be important to get the sets rolling. I think both teams will have a more of a direct approach this afternoon with the conditions forcing that, and you'll probably see a little bit of change of angle too. But it's for me, it's going to be the kicking game from the halfbacks. Reynolds, Hampshire, Harris, Hingano, where they end their sets and turn the ball over is going to be critical this evening. And then obviously off the back of that, you can see teams really get the opportunity to front load their energy defensively. But yeah, it's going to be a cracking contest, Lewis.
Well, it's a repeat of the 2021 AB Sundex 1895 Cup Final. Wembley felt more like Ibiza that day in the heat. It's not like that today. Will it be the same result under the arch? Two teams in good form, as we've touched on. Played each other relatively recently, mid-April. Featherstone coming out on top on that occasion, 24 points to 22. So not much between the two teams on that occasion. And if I had to get the crystal ball out, Hendo, I predict that there won't be much between them this time.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think there will be much. I mean, I remember that game. I was there at Post Office Road to watch it. And York started the game extremely well. They came out of the blocks, got onto, I think it was a 16-0 lead, and obviously went to half-time with a lot of confidence. And it was, for me, it was a 15-minute period after half-time where Featherstone really upped the ante. And I thought one player in particular who made a big difference was King Vuidiea. I thought when he came off the bench, for Featherstone in that game, he really added some impetus, some disruption going forward. And Featherstone got a bit of a roll on, and Rocky Hampshire was, for me, quite pivotal in that too. He capitalised on that momentum, and then Featherstone seemed to have enough to close the game out when York were coming back at the back end. But like you said, it's got all the ingredients today. There's you've got two good quality teams in a good vein of form in the respective championship competition. Both teams like to play football. Both are well-coached teams, and they've both got quality players from the backs and the forwards. So, like you said, I don't see it being more than a close contest.
Quality players, but experienced players as well. I'm just going to single a couple out. Ryan Hampshire in the Featherstone Rovers side and Paul McShane for York. To the game, they'll bring so much to these two respective teams in this occasion.
Yeah, don't disagree with that. Look, Paul McShane, I think, has been fantastic for York this season. I think he has really been a talismanic figure for me. I think he just controls the ruck area really well. He's still very crafty. He likes to scheme, offers a threat with his kicking game as well, long and short. And I think adds a different dynamic around that ruck area, which then allows Liam Harris and Hingano to play off the back of that. But I think he's going to be very pivotal this evening. And like you said there, brings some big game experience, does Paul McShane. And I think that's going to be telling this afternoon. But equally, Rocky Hampshire, as we know, a cracking player, really has a genuine run threat, can take the line on. He's a bit of a tricky sort of customer too with what he offers. So, yeah, look out for him today.
Well, we await the emergence of the teams. Both sets of fans eagerly anticipating this one. Silverware on the line. It's just something that's added to the ecosystem of the Betfred Championship, hasn't it? This AB Sundex 1895 trophy. Another opportunity for silverware, and glory awaits here at Wembley as the two teams emerge from the tunnel. Liam Harris leading out the York Knights. Danny Addy, the captain of the Featherstone Rovers. The Pyrotechnics are up. We are almost ready to go here at Wembley. The final, cup final of this momentous day of Rugby League under the arch. And if what's been before is anything to go by, strap yourself in, because we have got 80 minutes of high-octane action on the way here on Super League Plus. Brilliant to have you with us. One more trophy to lift today. Who will be lifting it aloft? Will it be the Featherstone Rovers? Will it be York Knights? We're about to find out here at Wembley.
The teams will now be presented to our chief guests.
So as we go through the formal presentation, you can just feel the tension, feel the nerves around Wembley. We've just seen an absolute classic. I reckon we might have another one on the way. big opportunity to put a flag in the sand, isn't it, Endo?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, it's fantastic that we've got the AB Sundex 1895 Cup. It came back in 2019 as a competition. We've had 5 finals. Obviously, the COVID year in 2020 meant there was no final played. Both teams have experienced this occasion before. 2021 they met. Obviously, Featherstone Rovers ran out winners that day, 41 points to 34. But Featherstone have since been back and unfortunately lost to Lee on that occasion when the game was played at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, funnily enough, in 2022. But yeah, so again, what's going to be the outcome of today? Who knows? Like I said, all I do know is we've got 2 cracking rugby league teams from the Betfred Championship that have got not only just a great opportunity to experience the big stage at Wembley, but also for the travelling fans from both clubs that are getting to come down and getting to see their teams, play for a trophy, which is fantastic.
Those 5 previous winners, Sheffield Eagles in 2019, beating Widnes. The Featherstone Rovers, as we've mentioned, 41-34 winners against York in 2021. I'd love that scoreline again, either way. I don't know if we'll get it in these conditions, but we can hope. Lee Leopards started their remarkable rise.
Thank you, Robbie. Keep us abreast of things from his pitch side eye. Smith again, fires it down the throat of Sailor. It's a bit like kid tennis to some extent at the moment. We're in that middle part of the field, aren't we? The Smith's kicking from his 40 metre line and Hastings doing the same. The kind of tactical, technical battle we've been seeing. Before that, we saw the physical one-on-one and exciting.
These teams. We are getting ever closer to kick-off. But of course, it is a cup final. It wouldn't be complete without the national anthem. So the formalities are done. We are ready to go at Wembley. Cup final day comes to a close with the AB Sundex 1895 Cup final. Featherstone Rovers, York Knights, 80 minutes to decide who will lift that trophy under the arch. It does just look as if the rain has eased up a little bit from what we had in the last hour or so. It'll still be pretty slippy out there. So as we've mentioned, ball control, all important. Will it come down to a moment of magic, a moment of inspiration? We've seen drama in this final, in this competition before. We could well be due some more here at Wembley. So it's going to be York who get us underway, kicking from right to left on your screen in their white and black strip with the gold band into the famous dark blue and white of the Featherstone Rovers.
Cup final. Featherstone Rovers taking on York Knights here at Wembley Stadium.
So here we go. The countdown is up, 10 seconds to go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we are underway here at Wembley. Liam Harris kicks deep left. And Gabwin Springer, oh no, they decide to go wide. Catching me out straight away. Akins now brings us out to the left edge.
Well, adventurous play there and play one off the kickoff in wet conditions. But, you know, Paul Cook is a very much an attack-minded coach, and he would have expressed that there'd be an opportunity to move the point of attack early and catch the Knights, but they managed to handle it.
Well, they caught me out. Hendo Gadwin Springer started his run in the concession stand, immediately switching the play out right. This is Springer up towards halfway. Featherstone now probably just looking to complete this first set of the cup final. Aikens up into the line. He's tackled by Jesse D. This is the last, so first opportunity to try and put this York back three under some duress. Up it goes. Matt Arthur underneath it, and he'll return safely up towards the 20-metre line. York starting their first set of the game, dead centre, left of the ruck they come. Harris from acting half gives the ball to Ollie Field. He'll look to carry up towards the 40. Brought down just short of that mark. The kick will come in early in the set. Harris looks to try and turn Featherstone around. Aikens just a little bit of football skills to keep control of it, but does bring it in safely. And after a slightly unconventional start from Featherstone, it feels like we're already into that rhythm of these two teams trying to feel each other out.
Yeah, absolutely, Lewis. I think great little trick play off the kickoff there from Paul Cook to get his team to move the point of attack, and it got them on the front foot early, and they made some good meters, and then they were kicking 40 off their own line. And then obviously York, on the other hand, the tactics were to kick early in the set and try and gain field position off the back of a strong kicking game. So, but at the moment, Featherstone now make their way over the halfway line.
Move now, Paul, back! Go for. Both teams will just be looking to finish each set slightly further up the field from where they did last time, and that's exactly what Featherstone have done here as Springer plays the ball. And just a short kick poked up into the air. Matt Arthur does well to get underneath it. He's settled on the 10-metre mark. So York starting this set from deep inside their own real estate. Movement problems. Hold it, wait. Stand up. Go to. He's moving. Now Ngannou in an acting half brings us out to the right. Oldfield involved again. Both sets of outside backs with a job to do today in yardage, you would think. McShane. He brings us out to the right-hand side. York making steady progress. All the way. Wait. Working their way downfield. Trying to see where they can get themselves into a kicking position as Martin's brought down just short of the halfway line. Hand in the air from the referee, so this is the last. The kick will come from pretty much on halfway. It's a high one, a little bit of miscommunication perhaps in the back three, but Aikens eventually does the job. Just looked as if Aikens and Alferts haven't quite decided who was going to bring that one in. Alferts with the first carry, but we mentioned it before the game, it's going to be so important that they get that right.
Absolutely. Well, wonderful catch from Caleb Aikens under pressure there. He done ever so well, got in position and he took it low around his ankles, but he done ever so well to keep it in those conditions. And yeah, it's been a decent opening for both teams. You know, both teams are making decent meters. You probably argue Featherstone have just slightly enjoyed the better of the field position. I think their first two kicks have been kicking from sort of 30 out from the York line. York sort of kicking inside their own half or sort of on the halfway line. So just the field position battle just at the moment edging in Featherstone's favour.
So the kick comes on the short side at the end of that set, and it will not quite bobble into touch. It does eventually. We're just going to see which way the referee points here. I think there's a suggestion that it may be the York player who took that into touch. I think this is going to be Featherstone ball, so it's going to be York ball. So must have just
Featherstone ball.
Featherstone ball.
You're right, Lewis. See, Matt Arthur just must have had his foot on the touchline as he collected the football. It was a great neat little kick from Reynolds in behind the line.
Although
I know he's changed it over.
They can't decide between them who wants this. It is going to be York who get us back on the way.
There you go. What do we know?
Featherstone maybe just thinking if they kept hold of it for long enough, the referee would just let him get on with it. But it is York back in possession. And McShane brings us out to the left-hand side. Sure, both coaches would have spoken about completion and low error rates in these conditions. 5 minutes into this cup final, and we're at 100% on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, Yes, both teams are respecting possession at the moment, which is really pleasing both coaches.
So Harris out to the right, then just the short drop-off ball. We walk up towards halfway. Still a couple of tackles in hand. Thompson now will just ramp up and get himself free. And now takes on the fullback. Aikens the last line of defence, makes the tackle, but York with one more in their pocket to try and open the scoring. Out they come to the right-hand side. Harris just steps the kick through. Bobbling around, back to zero. York with a full set.
Now he's saying it wasn't played at.
Well, I thought he'd put his hand
It'll be where it is.
up in the air. I thought he'd blazed that off.
I agree with you, Lewis.
Maybe he's just had a word from his touch judge.
Okay. But it's a wonderful carry for Jordan Thompson.
Have a look at it again. Jordan Thompson just gets his nose through the line, shrugs off the tackle, and Aikens does really well.
He does. He's such a wonderful player for the York Knights, Jordan Thompson. He's one of the main players that gets the team going forward. He showed some great late footwork at the line there to get in between bodies, and then his power with his leg drive to bust the tackles and make the line break. Didn't quite have the footwork to get around Caleb Abrams, who made a great tackle to save the try. Unfortunately there for York, they just couldn't get that repeat set. And Featherstone now working out their own end.
So Featherstone's turn to bring the ball away from their own line. The kick comes in, that one bounces off the knees, or does it? I think he's given a knock on here.
Yes.
I thought Joe Brown.
Yeah, so it straddles the line.
They've done enough there
so
to
makes it dead, so it's always
bring that in. But
look on the replay here, Lewis, it's Ben Reynolds who executes the kick. It's a decent kick in there behind the space. And it's hard to tell there on the replay, isn't it? Joe Brown seems to be protesting his innocence there. He's a bit confused by it. But either way, it's a great opportunity now for the Featherstone Rovers. They'll get a good ball attacking set, the first one of the half for them, as they'll start this scrum. Centre field, 25 metres out from the York line. We'll see what sort of questions they're going to ask this York defence now.
So both sides just throwing a few warning shots in the first 7 minutes of this final. Aikens up over the 20. Josh Hardcastle is in an acting half and play a short ball to Springer, who won't try anything fancy in these conditions. Sticks it under the arm and ramps in. Jump now at hooker, brings it out to the left. Danny Addy decides to go himself and almost gets himself free, unable to just engineer that final bit of space that he needed. Jump with options on both sides, but out to the left he comes, and really good defensive effort from York to just shut that short ball down.
That was a great tackle from William Harris there. It was a nice laid outline from the back rower, but Harris managed it well.
Play on, okay, play on.
Nice speed again from York to shut down the space, so Addy will just look to reset. This is the last, so the first real attacking kick of the game for Featherstone. Short ball, and really good defence again from York to shut that down. And Featherstone not coming away with any points as Brad Day stopped a few metres short, but probably second best is to try and turn the ball down over in this corner.
Yeah, they tried the power play, run play on last, and Hampshire goes to the line, and Brad Day just bounces a neat little outline there, but he gets simultaneously hit by the two York players, and it stops the play there, and it just means now that York are having to work it out from inside their own 10, but they've had two good carries early there.
So York up to their own 30.
Release! Wait!
Real arm wrestle already developing in this game. Neither team really winning the territory battle. Possession must be pretty much down the middle.
Go for.
York looking to try and find some joy down the short side. This is the last. The kick will come from just inside Rovers territory, but sure Harris will try to put a high one up, force an error, or at least try and pin Featherstone into their own half. Really well dealt with by Connor Wynn, who now back on his feet looks to try and find a little bit of space over on that left-hand side, eventually dragged to the ground.
Yeah, it was a good kick return there from Connor Wynn, but it was a wonderful kick from Liam Harris. A sort of torpedo-style bomb that went high and was swirling, but Connor Wynn did a great job to position himself.
This went almost racing through.
Release, 3, no, go 3, no. I'll go 10, you're okay.
Player with plenty of Super League experience, of course, with Salford, Castleford and Leeds, now playing his trade in the Betfred Championship and chasing silverware with the Featherstone Rovers. A Day just stops in his tracks and then has a crack at that York line. line. This is the last. So out we come to the right-hand side. Kick stabs through again, and no doubt about this one finding touch.
Yeah, smart, neat little kick there from Rocky Hampshire, just using his experience. He just puts the ball in behind the Knights' defence and finds the line, and that just allows now his team to get a little slight breather. But what it also does, Lewis, is it means he can get his line set. As we just look back here at the replay here, Connor Wynn on his kick return, evading a couple of would-be tacklers, got his side set on the front foot there. And then we see here Alfred's carry and get in between McShane and Jack Martin. It's a strong carry, which allowed to put him into a position to get that neat little kick in behind.
The 10 minutes gone, and other than that, Jordan Thompson line break been very much punch for punch in the early rounds. When a huge shot goes in, Gavin Springer throwing all sorts at him and too much.
Force the error, I think. Jesse D.
Jesse D.
Well, in the middle.
There was a great line from Jesse D. I think he could see that Gavin Springer was retreating back on side late, so he's run towards the space, which he thought he could obviously exploit and generate a quick play the ball. But I think Springer just recovers in time and gets over the top there just to force the error.
It's that kind of double pincer tackle, isn't it, from the two prop forwards? Beckley from one direction, Springer from the other that forces the error. So, golden opportunity for Featherstone and a penalty for offside. So, error to penalty, plenty of hands in the air from a Featherstone Rovers camp saying go for the two.
That's a call, Scott.
Yeah, they will
In a
do.
game where points might well be a premium, this feels like the sensible option.
Yeah, I think it's important. In big games like this, and with conditions that they are, you've got to take points on offer inside the 20. And again, for that, that's a penalty there. Probably about 18 metres out from the York try line. So Ben Reynolds will line up to take the conversion. And it's out of Hingano, as we see there on the replay. It was offside. He just jumped the gun. You could see what he was trying to do. He obviously was trying to help his teammate who made the error by trying to put on a big shot and lift his team, but he's just left the play a little bit too early, and that will give an opportunity now for Featherstone to record the first points in this 1895 Cup final. And I think Coach Paul Cook will be pretty pleased with his side so far, the way they've started. They've carried well, they're being patient and finishing their sets well in the right areas of the field, and defensively have been fairly tidy, other than the Jordan Thompson line break. They've been pretty tidy, Lewis, you feel.
Ben Reynolds with the job of nudging this penalty over and opening the scoring in the AB Sundex 1895 Cup final, and he does just that. Featherstone edge out to a 2-0 lead. You just feel that maybe a little bit of a settler for the Rovers. Both teams have been pretty tidy up until that kind of spell of errors from your perspective.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, Lewis. I think both teams have gone through their sets fairly well early doors, but again, it was probably the error from Joe Brown. And then obviously the error from Jesse D there that's provided an opportunity, and then a little bit of a discipline issue there from Hingano. Gives Featherstone the first opportunity to close points, which they do.
So Harris gets us back underway.
Oh, good shot there from Jack Martin.
Move now, Jack! Stay with me, Connor, wait! Go on.
And York looking to try and pin the Rovers in after conceding first points of the game.
Move now, Akuma!
No real try-scoring opportunities yet. Rovers have had a couple of cracks on that York line, but
Hold Thompson. I know, man, I'm just telling you.
then it felt like
Move, Connor! Jordan, hold. Paul, wait. Go through.
they were going to convert them into 4 points. They have the 2.
Shane. 4!
Danny Addy now ramps up into the line.
Go 4.
Judd brings that to the right-hand side. Kick comes in. They're looking again to split winner and fullback. Joe Brown again employing his feet, and this time
Move now, clear back.
correctly, says the referee. So York with a reasonable starting position in this set to try and turn this into
With the ball going, right?
some good ball rugby, perhaps a scoring opportunity later on. And Harris gets on his bike from acting half and beats a couple of defenders, makes 10 or 12 metres and gets his team on the front foot. So York still with possession. Thompson again probing against that Featherstone defensive line. McShane in at hooker, options on both sides. Looks right, comes left. Kumatai gets the offload away. This is the last, but attacking kicking position for York. Ngannou puts it up into the air. Galliano brings it down, but not cleanly.
Since Featherstone ball.
And it's going to be a Featherstone ball.
No, not in my opinion.
Just for a second, there'd have been a few hearts in mouths there.
Yeah, they were. Again, it was Ngannou with the execution of the left foot kick into the corner for Galliano. He outjumps Olferts. Obviously couldn't hold on to the ball as he was coming down, and then there's a little bit of a melee on the floor with Ollie Field and Olferts, and unfortunately I think it's Fielder's team to have knocked the ball on. And Featherstone survived. But again, I think Mark Applegarth would have been pleased with that response after conceding 2 points. It was a good kickoff set, and as you said, Lewis, they started their set in good field position. It's allowed them to end the set with an attacking kick.
Jumps out to the skinny side, trying to engineer an overlap from Featherstone, just about shut down. There were numbers available if they could have got the ball through hands. Aikens up to the line, or straight into Jordan Thompson, who just shuts that play down, and this is the last. So kick will come from just inside Knight's territory. Again, it's a little chip over the top, looking for the sideline. He won't find it, so that's Arthur will have to try and bring it to safety. 3 or 4 Featherstone defenders meet him and look to try and bring him over to the touchline.
Strong defence here from Featherstone Rovers, a really good kick chase, and again it's a great tackle from Will Jubb, hitting Joe Brown underneath the ball there. There's 2 strong tackles from the Featherstone Rovers as Brendan Santi now comes into the fray.
Will Jubb, no stranger to the York Knights, of course, fan favourite during his time there. So up to the 30-metre mark come York. And is in the air again, so the kick will come from behind the York 40. McShane splits the back 2.
That's a great kick.
It's a really clever kick, because that stops dead, and now Olferts has some work to do. Takes a little bumper car bounce now. Whoa, Olferts playing with fire, the ball's still bouncing around. And eventually, wow, we settle for a goal line dropout, but my word, Daryl Olferts, you won't want to watch that back, playing the ball to no one, and Featherstone just about survived.
I'm not sure what was going on. I don't know why Caleb Aikens wasn't he must have
just back to 8, isn't he? Olferts isn't to know.
I think he's thought Brendan Sandy was one of his own teammates. It's almost if he's thinking Sandy's kind of dummy half and he's going to carry off the ruck, and then he's realised, oh no, that's a York player. Then he had to sort of dive on the ball, but then he's thrown the pass, which hit the post, and then didn't really give Josh Hardcastle an opportunity. But that could be a big play for York. That kick out of dummy half from McShane was a wonderful kick that found grass and found space and held up well in the in goal. Olferts did well to get out of it, but unfortunately for the Rovers, a little bit of miscommunication and disruption at the back has now meant they're going to have to defend their try line, and the Knights on the attack now through Santi. Must if he's thinking Sandy's kind of dummy half and he's going to carry off the ruck, and then he's realised, oh no, that's a York player. Then he had to sort of dive on the ball, but then he's thrown the pass, which hit the post, and then didn't really give Josh Hardcastle an opportunity. But that could be a big play for you. That kick out of dummy half from McShane was a wonderful kick that found grass and found space and held up well in the in goal. Olferts did well to get out of it, but unfortunately for the Rovers, a little bit of miscommunication and disruption at the back has now meant they're going to have to defend their try line, and the Knights on the attack now through Santi.
So Featherstone with more defending to do. McShane brings it to the left where
clear.
All of the York numbers are. Jesse D now cutting back inside. He'll be brought down pretty much dead centre. Options on both sides. McShane just jumps out himself, then plays it to Thompson, to Harris, but we're going to come back for a forward pass.
Yeah, so I think it was the one off McShane Lewis. The pass to Geordie Thompson. Just think he's got a little bit of pressure from, a little bit of heat from the marker, Jim McShane, and it just forced him to rush his pass, and it's gone forward. You'll see here on the replay. This is Jesse D coming back against the grain on a drop-off play. And then it's this next play here. We see McShane pick the ball up. He's trying to grab the marker to fix him, but he just gets a little bit of pressure there. And I think the pass goes forward to Geordie Thompson. That's what the referee, Liam Rush, has adjudged. So the Rovers survive. This is great defence here from the Knights off the scrum as they drive Olferts back.
They're Olferts, and do a lot of work early on in this game, but all of it pretty much inside his own 20.
Well, you did speak about the back 5 pre-game, Lewis, didn't you, about the importance of them today.
Go to. He's got correct.
So now Featherstone trying to get themselves back on the front foot after a little spell of York having the better of the football. Addy brings us back on the inside up towards the 40-metre mark. Still tackles in hand for Featherstone, so an opportunity to try and march themselves up into York territory. Out to the right we come. Ingano and then D getting across to shut things down. This is the last.
Go 5. Day middle. Addy middle. Kick us through. Good now. All clear.
So Matt Arthur up towards the 10-metre line.
Help! Release one. Hold, go on. Danny.
Already had to do a bit of mopping up. Featherstone employing a lot of those kind of low bouncing kicks.
Good now, Danny. You're good, Danny.
And York again finding some joy at the middle. Just a few gaps around the ruck starting to appear.
Go for it.
McShane
Better.
out on the left-hand side. Hingano looks to kick and then
Okay, still 3.
decides to keep ball in hand. Gets the offload away to Dean. He gives it to Santi. So
Move, King.
bit of hot potato from York, but no real progress made. McShane brings us out to the right to Thompson. Thompson had numbers on his shoulder if he could have got his arm free, but unable to engineer an offload. This is the last. McShane out to Harris, who checks back in onto his right foot, gets the kick away. Alfertz has plenty of time to just drift underneath it and bring that in safely.
Stand away. 1. Wait.
And other than the penalty that bought points for Featherstone Rovers, Endo.
0.
Oh, now that ball's gone to ground. Santi's picked up. I was just about to say, this has been a real arm wrestle.
Release. 0.
And then Featherstone give York with an attacking set. So McShane out to the right-hand side. Gets the ball back from the offload. He has Santi on his shoulder. Santi rolls off one tackle before running into Springer, who brings him down.
Hold. Go on. Hampshire right. Ryan. Ryan.
Left and backing onto the right with Hingano.
Ryan.
It's a good tackle from Brad Day. Hingano looks hurt. Lewis, he hasn't moved.
No, he's taken a shot there, hasn't he? Hingano.
Medical team rushing on there to support Adi Hingano. I think he's okay.
But I don't know what the head's made. I know him.
Yeah, some genuine concern from both teams. But after Hingano.
Okay, it's not. Let's do your own player.
Said on the replay here, Lewis.
When they deal with the incident, I'm not standing here arguing with you.
So Santi playing the ball, McShane at dummy half. They come down to this left side here
I think
now.
Vuniwalu who's onto the field. But
And it's Brad Day that makes the
one
contact.
tackle and then Brad Day with the next one. And that's the one that's caused the issue for Hingano.
Just trying to see what's happening here in the contact.
Just double checking. Yeah, I'm going to put it on report.
Yeah, see it again from behind the post, this different angle. Hingano comes off the left foot. I'm not sure if there's I can't tell if there's been a head contact there or not, but
I'm going to put it on
is
report.
too much wrong? I can see from there, Lewis, can you?
Not a huge amount obvious. It sounds like it's been put on report. Hingano is now sat up, which is a positive sign.
You're not linked up to the clock on the screen. Now your time is off, isn't it?
It's definitely a strong tackle from Brad Day. Yeah, looked okay to me. Another angle of it here. Brad Day, the number 11, who's at second marker there. Cross and Adder off the left foot there, and into Day, and
Maybe just gets his head in the wrong place, Hingano, as he's kind of starred in the tackle. Almost a little bit of whiplash, maybe.
possibly there. I didn't see too much wrong from the tackle technique from Day. Looked okay to me.
That one on the goal, and I'll shout you if you get involved.
So the medical team taking their time with Hingano, as they should, moving around the head of neck, of course.
Player welfare and player safety is paramount, Lewis. But again, it was a great tackle from Ollie Field that forced the error, which gave York the field position and the opportunity now. Geez, it's been a good game so far, hasn't it?
It has been. 24 minutes has absolutely flown by.
Both teams are playing their part in what's been an epic battle. And I think both coaches will be fairly pleased with how their sides are doing.
So I think it's a head-on-head. I've not got a
Well, for all the time that a game is close,
I'm putting it on report.
you're in it, aren't you? You can win it, and that's what cup finals ultimately are all about. So I don't think either coach would be particularly upset with a 2-point margin either way.
So far, hasn't it?
It has been. 24 minutes has absolutely flown by.
teams are playing their part in what's been an epic battle. And I think both coaches will be fairly pleased with how their sides are doing.
So I think it's a head-on-head. I've not got good.
Well, for all the time that the game is close, you're in it, aren't you? You can win it, and that's what cup finals ultimately are all about. So I don't think either coach would be particularly upset with a 2-point margin either way. Garner back on his feet.
Look at those images there. It looks like he's obviously bleeding.
Dentistry almost.
Yeah, so he's obviously... So I don't know if there's been an accidental sort of head clash there.
Some feelings maybe for Garner next week, but he is back on his feet ready to play the ball, so we will get underway. York have all of their shapes stacked out to this right-hand side. Shane is in at hooker with Harris to his right. That is exactly where they go. So back underway. York with a golden opportunity to try and get their first points of this cup final. But Shane has options on both sides of the ruck. They come outside to the right. Harris could be an overlap here if they can get the ball away.
Actually, that was a good tackle there from Connor.
As the French just doing enough to shut down Buchanan. York with a full width for the field to play with, but they keep it relatively narrow for the time being. This is the last, so one more opportunity for an attacking kick to come in. McShane out to the right-hand side. They keep the ball in hand. Buchanan look for the offload. It's gone to ground. This time it is right back to 0. So York with a full set in their pocket to try and work some points onto the ball. Full width again. Keep it tight for the time being. Two lines of shape set up on this left-hand side, and that's the way they come. But then Thompson checking back onto his right foot. He's pulled down 4 metres away. 6 again. Referee saying it was taking too long around the ruck, so Pingano. Holyfield trying to bash his way over on the left-hand side. Stop just short. D travelling along the line, looking to try and drag a few defenders into his gravitational field. Liam Harris has stopped 8 metres away. Santi trying to roll his way through the Featherstone line. He's brought down as well. Rovers doing a good job at the moment of keeping them out. Short side, almost the ground.
Referee's called knock on, I think, here.
Featherstone celebrating, so he's going to give it as a Featherstone ball.
Shane is obviously just...
We'll have another look at that, because it did look, from our vantage point, as if there was a hand in there. I think that's what McShane is saying.
Yeah, well, I think McShane is saying that he was impeded by the Featherstone play there in the ruck.
You know he's out when you played at him, mate.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, he isn't.
Yeah.
That is what he's saying. I'm not sure I want to make that decision.
Attack on the line! On the line!
Look at again on the replay, so Gale looks on the floor. Shane jumps out, but
Just as he
can't tell from that angle whether it's
past the ball, he runs into traffic, doesn't he? But the referee says it's Featherstone ball. It's a Featherstone ball it is, and we're back on the way.
Well, that'll give Featherstone a huge lift there, Lewis. They've defended, I think, 2 or 3 back-to-back sets on their goal line there. And Coach Poole will be really, really pleased with his side, the way they've managed that set defensively, or those few sets defensively on their try line.
So up towards the 30, go Featherstone. They'll be looking to just get some territory in this set and put the ball down into York real estate for the first time in a while in this game. 28 minutes or so played, just that Reynolds penalty the difference. Short kick, just bounces up for Matarafa to bring in, and he's stopped just short of the 40. So again, York just perhaps moving the needle in the arm wrestle.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there, Lewis. Again, it's a great starting position for the Knights, starting to play on their own 40. I'm not sure Ben Reynolds executed the kick as well as he liked. I think he might have just mishit that kick. It didn't seem to connect with it well and get the distance he would have liked.
The rain has started pretty heavily again here at Wembley, and Arnold brings us out to the right-hand side. Harris up to the line. Numbers on this right edge. If York want to use them, they bring it back inside. Still tackles in hand and edging ever closer towards points in this cup final. Featherstone's defence resolute so far. Options on both sides of the ruck. Shane chooses to come right. Out to Harris. Could be in here. Oh, it's knocked on over the line. Matt Arthur couldn't quite finish the job.
Yeah, wow, opportunity there for the York Knights, but that's outstanding goal line defence from Featherstone Rovers. You've got to give them credit. They keep turning up for each other. We see here down the short side of a quick play ball from Hudson. Harris comes across the line, he dummies inside, goes out the back of Matt Arthur, and he gets in between bodies. And I don't know whether he was thinking to try and reach the arm out, and maybe in the act of doing so, his arm gets knocked. But they create the opportunity. Beats Connor wins, killed defence. And ever so close, agonisingly close. But that's just a little warning sign there for the Rovers. But once again, I'll have to credit their goal line defence. It's been outstanding.
Well, they've done a lot of work in the last 5 minutes coming out from the shadow of their own sticks. What would be shadow if we had much daylight here at Wembley?
Move Jordan!
It's a moody day in the capital.
That's an error made there from
Error in the ruck from Alford, so York celebrating and the pressure gauge just going up again on the Rovers.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that York have probably just grabbed the ascendancy, haven't they, in this game? They've certainly enjoyed the better of the field position in these sort of past 10 minutes. The question is can they turn this pressure into points? And we saw in the last game of the Challenge Cup when Warrington had a lot of field position and possession, didn't quite turn that into points, and they came to haunt them at the back end of the game. I'm sure they'll be hopeful that they could actually convert here.
So York taking the scrum on the left tram line and immediately moving the ball across.
Stand up! Go on, clean on it!
Featherstone with another set to defend on their goal line. 5 metres away, dead centre, and then a penalty. And straight away, Paul McShane turns to the dugout and says, we'll take 2 points, please.
I'm still there. Come on.
So they're saying it's a ball still there. It's put out from Danny Addy.
When they're up, pull it legs, just get out of it if you can.
The Knights will take the 2 points, and that's the right call of these.
Maybe in different circumstances, having had all of that possession and attacking play, you might say that they would roll it on and go for 4 or 6, but
I know you tend to get them right, but
10 metres out, get in front, only 2 points behind in the ball in the cup final. You're taking the kick all day long.
Yeah, absolutely. I just, again, any time you're inside that 20 metre zone in a game like this, with the magnitude of things at stake and with the conditions, you've got to take the points on offer. And I hear what you're saying, Lewis, that York have enjoyed the field position, probably a little bit of the ascendancy and momentum at present, but the goal line defence for Featherstone has been equally good and tough to break down, and I think they'd be disappointed if they didn't come away from this spell of possession with points, and thankfully for York they will do off the back of that penalty.
So Harris just brushes at the kick over and we are locked up at 2 points all. 33 minutes played here at Wembley, and there was only 2 points between these two sides when they met a few weeks ago. The indications half an hour gone here is that we're heading for another close one. High scoring when these two teams met in this final a few years ago. Not that here so far, but enthralling from minute 1. So back underway. York will get the football back, of course. And look to work their way downfield. They've got some wind in their sails. They've had a few attacking sets. Unable to engineer anything in the way of tries, but back to parity on the scoreboard. Huge hit there from Vuniyawa. Wow! All their weight. Hits Brendan Santi with everything he's got. Defends Santi, he rides it well, gets up and plays the ball, but Vuniyawa going for the Hollywood tackle, making a statement.
Wow.
Move now, Danny. Jordan,
Love to see that again.
go forward, well done, Jordan.
McShane brings us out to the left-hand side. York marching up towards the halfway line.
Hold. Go 5.
The Wembley Arch still shaking from that King's Puniyawa tackle as the kick goes up into the air.
It's outside.
Bonawin drifts underneath it safely, brings the ball in.
One. Move, Connect. Back.
Feels like we've had a huge amount of ball in play in this game.
Release Paul. 2
So dead centre, Will Jubb will bring us out to the right-hand side. Old Thirts again.
3.
Called into action in yardage. He'll play the ball 35 metres away from his own try line.
4. Move now, Jordan. Go 4.
Jubb now comes right to Aikins, who tries to evade the tackle of Santi, but he's dragged down, so the kick will come eventually.
Kick is clear. Outside.
Hampshire just finding a little bit of space before nudging that ball over the top. So Mataafa came closest to finding a try so far in this game. He'll play the ball 15 metres away from his own line.
2. With the ball, Danny. King holding me. Wait, clear, hold. Hold. Go 2.
Shane again. Brings us out to the right.
Move now, Gareth. Back and hold. Wait. Go 3.
The longer this goes on like this,
Brad Ryan all the way. On hold. Go
I just
4.
wonder what the tactics will be from both of these coaches. Do you stick or twist as the kick goes over the top? Wynn deals with it well in the end. That would have been a 40-20, I think.
Yeah, you're right, Lewis. It would have been. Once again, Connor Wynn's positioned himself well. He's dealt with everything thrown at him so far, but he looks a little bit ginger as he gets up. I've got to knock in that tackle.
All first to get stopped for no gain. Bacon's asking the question about if the defence are onside. The referee says they were, so Featherstone just has to get on with it.
3.
Shows some good line speed here, York.
Hold. Go 3.
Making an acting half, brings us out to the left, and contact comes in.
4. Move now.
McShane.
Get square. Back. Hold. Go 4.
As he did for so many years in the Betfred Super League, leading the line in defence, and another big hit. Hingano getting involved. Physicality just going up a notch here at Wembley. Hampshire puts a kick over the top. And that will just bounce into touch.
Hand over on the 10.
Turn the night around.
It's interesting to see.
Stuck in, aren't they, Hendo?
Yeah, they are, Lewis, and it's interesting to see the kick plan from both teams. York attending to
This is the one from a few minutes ago.
Yeah, glad we got to see that one again. It was a good shot. Oh, they bring it on again for us. Yeah, it was well-timed contact there from Puniyawa. Outstanding shot. But fair play to Sandy, he rolled it, got up and played it. But interesting to check out the kick plans from both teams. You know, you look at Featherstone, Reynolds, and Hampshire, just happy to put those little low kicks in behind into corners, trying to find some grass, whereas York are trying the more aerial route and put the kicks up high from Hingano and Harris. So interesting to see that.
Good meters made there by Mataafa, and McShane jumps out from dummy half and try and get his team on the front foot.
5.
A couple of minutes left in this half.
Go 5.
You would think that if we go into the sheds at 2-all, both sets of coaches and teams will be pretty satisfied with the way that the first 40 minutes has gone. I don't think either team would have expected to have run away with this at any point.
Move now, Jordan. Back for wait.
Well, there's certainly been no shortage of effort and endeavour from both teams. It's been a gripping, absorbing contest, this one, Lewis.
Good now.
Pointing out at this point, that clock on your screen, just a guide, not up to the referee's watch. So 38 minutes gone, we're not quite sure what is left in terms of injury time, almost.
Move, Jesse. Hold, wait. Go 5.
Old First plays the ball to Jubb. Again, the kick will come in. This time they opted to go deep, and Scott Galliano will bring it in. He's not had too much to do so far. A lot of the plays have been down that right-hand side, but again,
Will jump there with another great tackle.
Defence.
Can't stop it, no green card. 2.
Mataafa will play the ball.
Play on, 10's gone.
towards halfway.
The way, hold. No, stand up, go, 3.
Back on side. Hold your right.
Into Rovers territory go the Knights. That's where they've played a lot of the last 10 or 15 minutes of this game. Hingano cuts one way, almost gets himself through, thought about the offload, kept it in hand. Can York organise anything attackingly here? Harris puts the ball up into the air. Connor Wind does really well underneath it, as he has done for pretty much the whole of this first half.
Santi offside left.
Brendan! 2.
I'll tell you what, if you watch all 3 games today, you've had good value for money. Wigan putting on a real clinic in the Women's Betfred Challenge Cup final. One for the ages in the Men's Betfred Challenge Cup final, with Holkar winning it out to death. 40 minutes played in the AB Sundax 1895 Cup final.
Clear.
All the signs point towards a blockbuster finish again.
All clear, mate.
Galliano will just track back and pick this ball up. He'll look to try and split between 2 of the Featherstone defenders. Nearly does. He'll play the ball just short of the 30-metre line.
Go on.
You would think at this point both teams probably happy to just get through the tackles here and get into the sheds.
Go 2.
Into essentially time added on at this point.
Go 3. Better. Tommy.
Now Jesse D will try to crack his way through this Featherstone line. McShane with options on both sides. Just goes short right to Kieran Hudson. He's brought down just short of the 30.
Cam Hewley's go 5.
Last chance in this set for York. He'll shift the ball from one edge towards the other. Hingano does put the kick into the air. Oldford brings it in safely, but it's a welcoming party of Hingano and Ollie Field, who bring him down just a couple of metres short. So York finishing this half, trying to pin Featherstone Rovers in. Feather's done a pretty good job of navigating these yardage sets so far.
It's Kieran, hold. Go 3.
And Aikens, who's been busy at full back.
He's got through some work, Lewis. He's made some carries out of backfield for his team.
As is this man, Darryl Alberts. He's going to get a penalty for his team as well.
Never make it to me, mate.
So perhaps one last opportunity in this half of Feb to try and kick deep and have a crack at the York try line.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with that, York. I just felt they were winning that. Oh, he's not found touch, has he? No, yeah. Oh, no. Let's play on. Play on, he says.
Pinball. The kick doesn't find touch. York eventually bring it in.
Yeah, he's missing that one again, Ben Reynolds. I felt like earlier in the game he put a kick in, he didn't quite strike it well enough. So I don't know whether he's just losing his footing before he kicks or what happens there. But yeah, that's a poor miss there from Ben Reynolds. And the Knights will be pleased with that one.
So it might be York who get one more attacking set. I think it will be, because they get a penalty of their own.
Yeah, that's why it's just a penalty. Play got the ball well.
Depends on how long's to go on the clock. If there's only a few seconds, you take the 2.
I think you probably do, don't you, in these circumstances? It looks like they're going to go for it.
They're going to, yeah.
They are, yeah.
That's the right call. There's only a few seconds to go. Then you might as well have a crack at taking the 2 and taking the lead.
Not a foregone conclusion from this distance.
No.
But he should be on side of the
But an opportunity for York to nudge themselves ahead for the first time.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with that there, Featherstone. They're doing it tough there. The last few sets, they've been coming off inside their own 10. York have probably just been winning that field position battle. And they give away a penalty, York, for offside. Or a little bit of discipline there. Unfortunately for Ben Reynolds, he doesn't strike the touch finder well enough. Joe Brown's able to keep it in the field of play. And a few plays later, Featherstone are guilty of an offence that now gives the Knights and Liam Harris an opportunity to extend their lead and go in at half time. 4 points to 2. Shooters.
So Harris taking his time over this one, as you would expect. Probably about 43 metres, I'd say. Radar shouldn't be an issue. It's pretty central. It's just that he can keep it long enough as well. So up he steps to give York the lead in the cup final. Hit it pretty well. Has he got the legs? Yes, it has. So as the hooter sounds at Wembley, Liam Harris nudges York into the lead after what a really interesting 40 minutes of rugby league, Hendo. No tries, but plenty to talk about. Plenty to be pleased about as well for both coaches, and I'm sure they'll have a few notes written down about how they're going to try and navigate their way through the second half.
Absolutely. Well, like we said pre-game, we've got two teams that are in great form coming into this contest. Both teams have got quality throughout the ranks, and we said it was going to be close. The conditions were going to play a part in that as well, and I think if you look across the whole half there, I think both teams, their ball control has been pretty good in those tough conditions. I think the kicking game for both teams has been pretty good. And the discipline on the whole has been pretty good. Not been too many penalties conceded, but we'll just have a look at some of the highlights from that first half. This is the Geordie Thompson carry. Again, he's such a great player going forward for the Knights, and he uses his footwork great at the line there. And then this is here. Connor Wynn with a wonderful take. It was a tough kick, that one. It was a spiral torpedo bomb from Liam Harris. Had great height on it. And he does well to catch it and then beat a couple of would-be tacklers to get his side on the front foot there.
It's one of those rugby league cliches, isn't it? But it was an arm wrestle, wasn't it, for a lot of that game. We did have spells, certainly for York, where they were winning that arm wrestle, but you see
that's the penalty, wasn't it?
That leads to the penalty, and Yano just
offside. He was
timing wrong, wasn't he, coming out the line?
Yeah. So a half chance here when Galliano almost collects it, but Holyfield
does a half there, doesn't he? Gets up, but just can't quite bring it in cleanly.
He does, and we see an opportunity here for Matty Arthur as Harris into the line, out the back there. To Matt Arthur, and he finds Kieran Buchanan. I think this is the one I was thinking of here. Yes, this is the one Harris aims to show.
That's the knockdown, and at this point, York had had quite a few cracks out the Featherstone line, a couple of back-to-back sets. This is the Matt Arthur effort.
Yeah.
It's a really good tackle to just get that ball loose. See it from a different angle. Harris just with a little bit of misdirection creates the overlap. Featherstone survive on that occasion. And this, well, the highlight of the half.
It's a huge hit.
Vuniyola.
Huge hit there from King. See it again. Muska.
Prop on prop. Big man on big man.
Yep.
Exactly what you watch rugby league for. And at this stage, just felt like we were heading towards the halfway mark, all square, but that Liam Harris penalty on the hooter gives the York Knights a 4-2 advantage here at Wembley. We thought it would be tight. It has been. We are still none the wiser as to who will be lifting that AV Sundex 1895 Cup here at Wembley. We've already had one classic today. Could we be on for another firework finish here at the National Stadium? Stay with us. We'll be back with the second half from Wembley very shortly.
Game break.
Welcome back to Wembley Stadium, the final 40 minutes of the day. I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be a good second half, this, Andrew Henderson. Silverware on the line, Featherstone Rovers 2, York Knights 4. And someone is going to have to come up with some magic to win this cup final, you feel?
Yeah, and who will be the game breaker? Who will be the game breaker that's going to break the heart of the opposition and the opposition fans? Who knows? But what a fantastic first half of rugby league football we saw there. You know, we saw some great collisions, some great strong carries. I thought we saw a decent kicking game from both sides, and it really ebbed and flowed. I thought Featherstone had the better of the start of the first half. I thought they were earning the field position, and then I think a couple of back-to-back errors from York, and then a penalty for offside allowed them to get that early lead at 2 points to 0, and probably deservedly so. And then the Knights after that really started to get some ascendancy, got some field position, came agonisingly close to scoring with Mata'afa, and then ultimately get rewarded with a couple of pieces of ill discipline from Featherstone that they converted with points and go in with a slender lead at half-time, 4 points to 2. So again, you know, I think there's going to be plenty more to come. It's great that the rain seems to have stopped now, Lewis, so that may just help a little bit. It'll still be greasy conditions, so ball control will be imperative in this second half. The kicking game will be key as well. And ultimately, teams, when they get that field position and they get those opportunities, they're going to have to be clinical with their execution of skill to post points. But you have to argue both defences are on top this afternoon.
Both teams back out. 34 players, 17 of them will leave with winners' medal around their necks. One of them might just write their name in their club's folklore. So here we go, a big 40 minutes on the way. Back up and running here on Wembley. And York's first job of the second half is to get themselves out of their own.
Oh, it's gone dead apparently there, Lewis. I was going to say, it was a great kickoff, wasn't it?
Well,
I believe that
it went deep.
It did go tall. And I think he's adjudged that Kieran Hudson may have had a foot on the dead ball line as the ball's bounced to him. And that's what the touch judges have obviously radioed into referee Liam Rush. It was a great kickoff. Obviously, the Knights allowed it to bounce. Everyone thought that Hudson had collected it okay, but as he's jumped... Oh, yeah.
That's a fantastic decision.
Wow, that's well spotted by the touch judge, or the in-goal touch judge it'll be, that saw that one. Wow, well, that's a great start for the Rovers. They've now got first opportunity to try and challenge this Knights goal line defence and ask some genuine questions, but that's great D there on the edge there from Connor Bailey. McShane in attendance.
So Wim will play the ball to Jubb. Jubb brings us out to the right-hand side, and Featherstone just keeping it tight on this occasion, up towards the 10-metre mark. Golden opportunity. First time in a long time in this game that Featherstone have been able to have a real look at this York line.
Move now! Hold here, back weight.
So Jubb has options on both sides. He'll come short side of a short ball. Jackson D flying out the line for York to make the tackle. This is the last, so Featherstone have to do something with it on this play.
Go 5.
Jubb brings us out to the left. The kick will come right the way across field.
Oh, great catch.
Done really well, Kieran Buchanan, to get up on his cherry picker and bring that one down. York start this set on their own try line.
That was a tremendous catch from Kieran Buchanan. He was under pressure. It was a great kick from Hampshire. He landed it just on the try line there. And if the Featherstone Rovers kick chased him were able to get above Buchanan, they'd probably catch and score. But Buchanan did ever so well as he had a blue wall in front of him. And now it's the Knights coming out.
Back again there. He'll play the ball on the 20-metre mark. McShane gets on his bike, and you can see that the markers were square. Using all of that experience, Paul McShane's word has taken the penalty.
He certainly has. That'll disappoint Coach Paul Cook there. He'll be very encouraged by the start by earning the ball back on the kickoff. He'll be disappointed that his side has given away a penalty and just relieved that early pressure. And now the Knights
up to halfway. So Holyfield takes the first carry of the set. Into Featherstone's real estate. Here comes Paul McShane up over the 40-metre mark, up towards the 30. York have all of their numbers stacked out towards his right edge, and that's the way they come with Hingano. He'll just drop it off to Thompson, who tries the industrial route through the middle, met by 3 Featherstone defenders who bring him down.
He's made an error
in there as well, so early days in this second half, but a couple of small wins for the Featherstone Rovers.
Thompson, he's just looks to the ground in disappointment. Knows that's a...
Just have another look at it. Inside ball from Hingano to Thompson. Welcoming committee of 3 Featherstone defenders, and just as he goes to ground, loses control of it.
10 seconds. I've been hit around 16 times as well, sir.
The Rovers are encouraged by that.
So Featherstone with the scrum. Jump brings us out to the left. Just wonder, given the occasion, given the size of the pitch, given the conditions, when fitness will start to play its part here at Wembley.
2, hold it away. Go to. Good size, good.
Featherstone up to halfway. Jump can pick left or right, picks right. Good strong shoulder left in there from D. Buniawa will bring it right up to the line before bringing it out the back, and now Featherstone making some decent metres up on this left-hand side. This is the last, but 20 metres away from the York line, Rovers can engineer something here. Reynolds puts it up in the air. Again, just the York defenders on this occasion, not quite clear as to who was taking responsibility for that one.
Yeah, it looked like there'd been a little bit of confusion there between Arthur and Brown, but Arthur claims it. But the Rovers will be happy with that. They finish inside York's 10, and as long as they can keep their discipline right here, they'll be forcing York to kick inside their own half.
Go for it.
So York with the job of just getting themselves away from their own try line. McShane will bring us out to left to Hingano, who will kick from inside the 30. This is a 40-20 attempt, which is still rolling on. Wow, just about kept in from Akins for a second then. I thought York had engineered one of the best kicks we'll see, but then the defensive effort is superb, and it will be a goal line dropout. And that kick from Hingano has flicked this second half on his head, Hendo.
Well, we talk about game-changing moments, Lewis, and that potentially early kick from Hingano inside his own 40, or inside his own 30 even, I think you called, Lewis. And he gets that big left boot on it. He sees that there's nobody back for the Featherstone Rovers. The wingers are flattened up in the line. And he got some power on that kick. It gets some distance. It was looking like he was going to go into touch for a 40-20. Akins did brilliantly to cover the ground at pace and prevent it from going into touch. But as a result, the kick chase team of the Knights, 3 or 4 in attendance, are able to catch him, hold him up, and drive him into the end goal. And now the Knights with a fantastic opportunity in the second half, attacking the Rovers line.
So both teams now attacking the end, housing their supporters. Can the York fans urge their team over the line for the first try of the evening in this AB Sundex 1895 Cup? Hingano. Santi leaves the ball on the floor.
Sam Cork it is.
It's Cook, sorry. Yeah, right, you are.
Oh, it's a disappointing error from Sam Cork. Unforced one as well. And won't please Coach Mark Applegarth. It's a simple drop-off play here as we said go along. And I just, I'm not sure, I don't know if Cook thought he wasn't getting it, but, you know, at the end of the day, you're always an option and you've always got to be ready to collect the football. And I'm not too sure what happened there. Just switched off there for a slight moment and the Rovers survive.
So another opportunity going begging. Both teams might feel they've left a couple of tries out there at this stage now.
Connor Wynn, he's not a good way there, Connor Wynn, by the looks of it.
Well, he's back up, sat up at least, so encouraging at least.
Sure, what's happened here?
Connor Wynn just a receiving some treatment here, so everyone an opportunity to take a breather. 7 minutes or so into this second half. So we'll see it again.
What's that?
Just rides a few tackles and gets a few knocks. Not sure there's anything malicious in there.
See something different from this angle, but the initial shot's good there from Connor Bailey. Comes in. Not too sure.
It's just rugby league, isn't it, Endo?
He seems okay. Yeah, he's on his feet now, which is good. Something really I don't have the answers for there.
Let's go, Connor. Yeah.
Play on.
Play on. Come with it.
Keep cold.
Some more juggling.
Moving square.
Featherstone getting away with it on this occasion.
Jordan. Saying right. Leave a step. Watch him.
Gareth Gale, whose name was not mentioned much this afternoon. Featherstone now looking to try and apply some width and make some progress, but again that York defence gets a roll on, looking to try and find the touchline. Stay in the field of play for the time being, Featherstone, and now come back to the other side, looking to try and change the point of attack. That's a messy pass. Gale just manages to shut it down. Out it comes to Wynn, who looks to just try and put the burners on, bumps off one defender.
Jeez, he's done well staying there.
Remarkable effort really from Connor Wynn, probably still feeling the effects of that knock as well. So now Hampshire puts the ball over the top. The game just, speed of the game just going up a notch.
Well, I think York's line speed's been pretty impressive. Tedley there, ball steal from Josh Hardcastle and Scott Galliano. But yeah, I think some of the line speed from York this evening's been impressive. And there's a good line speed there, but you know, with Jordan Williams that bounced out of a tackle and spun out like a pinball, and then he found King Ruiao, who we see here now, tries to find the long cutout pass, didn't execute it well off the foot of Gale, back to Reynolds, finds Wynn, backs himself here on the outside, backed himself. He could have easily got put in a touch here, but he shows great strength to bump off Harris, evade Brown and get to ground and give Hampshire an opportunity to kick on the last play. But unfortunately for the Rovers, a penalty conceded by Hardcastle relieves that pressure, and now the Knights carry off the back of the penalty.
So up towards halfway come York. McShane, who's been out there for the duration, out to Hingano. Kieran Hudson carries up towards halfway, eventually forced back by three Featherstone Rovers defenders. McShane, Hingano again, he'll keep the ball in hand, looks to step his way through the line. Lasso down, so York will try again. This is D looking to try and find a little bit of space in the middle, brings us pretty much central. Options left and right. McShane will come out to the right hand side to Thompson, who brings it up to the line for the pass out to Harris. Bailey plays the ball. That's pinballed all over the place, and Gale in the end able to just pick it up. That could have fallen to anyone. Reynolds in then, and acting half.
Both teams early in this second half have been guilty of some ill-discipline or poor handling errors. Neither team can just get that flow that they had in the first half. Maybe a little bit of nerves kicking in, Lewis.
Well, I don't think it's yet, is it? But at some point, one of these teams is going to have to make a decision about sticking or twisting and going for it and trying to win this cup final. Because at the moment, we're just in this kind of cut and thrust arm wrestle. This could be the moment. Connor Jones out the middle. He's got options on his right hand side. Keeps the ball in hand. Still going, Connor Jones up over the 20. One more tackle in this set for Featherstone to try and make something happen.
He was on the side.
And the clock has been stopped. Boos from the Featherstone fans.
He was on and then he stepped off. Your doctor enters the field.
Connor Wynn was
I stopped the game and then goes off the field.
receiving some attention, so
that's not my Connor Jones can play the ball.
He stops the game, that does the referee. It will be one more tackle, but all that momentum, all that speed that Featherstone have built up from that brilliant Connor Jones line break now gone. So Reynolds brings us out to the right-hand side. Here's Akings. He'll put a kick up in the air for Old First to contest. I think that's been knocked on. So Featherstone don't get the try, but they get the next best thing, which is a repeat set right on that York line.
Yeah, well, Connor Jones has just come into the fray and he's been a quality player in the championship for a number of years, and he makes the initial line break here. They're left with one marker. He beats Gannon with some footwork. Cook slips. He gets in between Cook and Geordie Thompson. If Shane can't make the tackle, beats about half. It's Joe Brown that finally brings him down, but the referee stops play at that point because the doctor from Featherstone is on the field, I think, addressing somebody, and that's why he had to stop the play. And then obviously goes off, but it's a wonderful line break from Connor Jones.
So the scrum is dead centre for Featherstone. They'll come out to the left-hand side to Reynolds, who tries to put Jones through. I think Jones is filling in at centre here with Wynn off the field. Certainly where he was when he got that ball then. Addy on another slip. We've had a lot of rain here today. It will be greasy, that surface, as Jump brings us out to the right-hand side. Could be numbers over here for Featherstone. Aikens through!
It's a penalty.
But he snuck his way in, I think, past a few of his own players.
Obstruction.
And it's going to be a penalty for obstruction. And the wait for the first try of the game goes on.
We'll see it on the replay here now. Lewis, King Bayaha just takes McShane out the outside shoulder. The referee's in a good position to see that. It's the right call.
Outside shoulder, mate. Outside shoulder.
Just where Featherstone fought. They've picked the lock. The referee says otherwise, and York will have an opportunity to clear their lines. And times in the first half where it looked like York were about to bash down the door and had a few repeat sets. They'll be grateful for the opportunity on this occasion to perhaps just take a breather and get the ball away from their own sticks for a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's almost been a case of whenever Featherstone have been in good ball attacking field position, they've got to end the set and they're giving away a yardage penalty. And on the flip side, when York have been up there, they've come up with errors. So neither team yet to just get that run of pressure on the opposition. As Ingano now
almost gets through, does get an offload away. So York keep playing up over the 40 towards the 30. Ingano. Kumatai back onto the field. He's stopped on the 30-metre mark. This is the last. Options on both sides of the ball. They come out to the left-hand side. Ingano puts a tall one up for Aikens to deal with, which he does.
It's a great take from Caleb Aikens there. He was under a lot of pressure. Great take from him.
Now Alfert's tasked with the job of getting his team away from their own try line. You have a crack, we have a crack. That's been the pattern of this game so far.
Movement Akuma! Jacob all the way! Wait!
And although perhaps both teams, both coaches might have liked to have seen a little bit more with ball in hand, defensively I think they'll both be very pleased.
Back! Wait!
I disagree with you on that front there. What will be interesting now is if Connor Wynn
Aikens nearly through.
doesn't come back on Lewis, how telling that's going to be at the back end of the game.
40! Okay.
So Brown just dealing with the kick.
Surrender!
Runs into
Stand now!
Job and Funiawa. You can just see both sets of players have just been walking back a little bit. You can see the fatigue setting in.
It's so tense, this game. It's been a great game.
Will it come down to a moment of magic? Will it come down to an error? Will it come down to the Octoid golden point? Who knows? Endo.
Give six again there. William Rush saying there was a flop.
The York cause as they come up towards the 30-metre mark. McShane tops her through the middle, nearly engineering a gap, nearly going through it. McShane gets a roll onto Ty. Ty will ramp into the line, slap just short of the 10. Perhaps York's best opportunity in the second half. McShane, Harris goes himself nearly through. It's Reynolds who makes a brilliant tackle. Last gasp defending. McShane puts the kick across the line. Down the ball comes. I think it's gone forward off the York hands.
Yeah, I think it has.
Featherstone survived, but he looked for all the
enough to chop the legs and stop him short. Good scream and two on the inside. I think it was Aikens or Clay Webb, I'm not sure there. Come across in cover just to finish the tackle off. And Shane's kick was dangerous. But the Knights, in the process of trying to catch that football, knocked it on through Bolly Field. Now Garrett's
Bring it back onto the field for Featherstone. That'll add a bit of go forward and muscle. Aikens up over halfway. Just some little half gaps starting to appear that maybe weren't there 5 or 10 minutes ago. Reynolds. Oh, really nice short ball. Clay Webb goes through the line and he's just dragged down 3 or 4 metres away. One more tackle. Jones into that in half. Hampshire. Little bit of indecision about what to do with it. Brings it back on the inside to Aikens. Aikens can't quite find the space or the offload. But Clay Webb, well, that was a delicious ball and a really good line.
It was a wonderful piece of play there. Ben Reynolds with the no-look pass. Ball goes in the back from Eddie to Reynolds, and Reynolds squares up nicely on Buddy. It's a no-look pass. It's a no-look pass that falls Liam Harris. He rocks out. Webb runs a great line, but I reckon if Webb just ran straight, Reynolds is back.
Now there's an error here.
Oh, wow.
Featherstone are going to get the ball back. Metres away from the old line. Could this be the moment that this cup final takes a turn?
Well, like I said, it's been a good last couple of minutes there for Featherstone. You just see here the error that was made. Harris carries out a dummy half. He's driven back by Jubb and Vuiaha. The error of the ball spilled off the back of it. Disappointed with that, Liam Harris.
So a golden opportunity for Featherstone to get the first try of this AB Sundex 1895 Cup final. Another second attempt at the scrum. So here we go. Featherstone out to the right-hand side. Jubb. Watch the fence. Does the first job. 5 more to do. Old Fert's in and acting half. He'll bring us out to the left-hand side. Plenty of numbers and shapes stacked over towards his edge, but Springer will just put under his jumper, get the legs pumping. Featherstone 8 metres away. Jubb comes left to Addy. Addy short ball to Vuniawa. He bumps off one defender and then another. Eventually he's dealt with.
He's caught one there, hasn't he? I think the penalty's going to be awarded. It is for a late shot.
For a late shot.
Yeah.
It's a Kumatai, I think, who maybe has just got the timing wrong. Been a little bit too enthusiastic.
Have a look on the replay here now, Lewis. It's Addy goes to the line, and it's a Kumatai with the late contact.
Now this is, I think, interesting because you can take the 2 here if you Featherstone level the game up. It feels like the percentage play. Yeah, had a lot of possession. Had a couple of half chances, a couple of half breaks.
I think they take the 2 here, to be honest, Lewis. Level it up. There's still 20 minutes to go in the contest. Plenty of time, and I'd say Featherstone might feel that the tide is starting to turn. That they had the line break from Connor Jones, and then the line break from Clay Webb. And
Liam Rush is just having a word with Kumatai.
I think penalty sufficient, surely. Yeah.
I'm sure that's what he said.
And the kick and tee's out for Ben Reynolds, that's the right call. That's
Points to the sticks and says, we'll level this game up, please, referee.
Line, please. It's a genuine attempt to tackle. He's late.
I do think Featherstone missed an opportunity when Clay Webb went through. He backed himself to go around the fullback. I think if he'd have played straight, he could have found Ben Reynolds back on his inside, and that would have been the first try of the game. He backed himself and gets tackled. Jeez, what a contest we've had here this evening. What a great game.
You would expect that we will be locked up 4 apiece very, very shortly. Reynolds steps up and obliges, and we are level. We've got a proper cup final on our hands. How good's this, Endo?
It's outstanding. It really is. It's been a great final so far. It's played in good spirits. Both teams have competed hard.
Sometimes low-scoring games mean low quality, but I don't think it's been that. I think there's been some really good moments from both teams. after doing it. The only problem has been that the other teams defended equally as well.
Yeah.
So here we go again. Just under 20 minutes left to play with 4 apiece. And there's a trophy on the line. Cup Finals football. Great to have you with us here on Super League Plus. Old First ramps up towards the 30.
Movement, Paul, get square. Hold. Go to Jacob, not there.
Now they come out to the left-hand side. Vinyarwa, who's done a big stint, hasn't he? He's done well.
He's done a lot of minutes.
Addy up towards halfway.
Akuma all the way. Go forward them.
Aikens, he'll come up towards the 40, and it does feel like it's Featherstone on top at the moment, but this game has swung one way and then the other, hasn't it? And it just feels like he's waiting for someone to take a chance. Kick goes up. Matahapa brings it down up towards the 20-metre mark with the return.
Move now, back and hold. Wait. Go on.
It almost feels like both teams will want to reset here in the next 10 minutes, almost go back to the tactics of the beginning of the game, complete.
Move and square.
Get yourself up the field, pick where you play the game.
Hold, go to. Dominate. Play on. 40.
Oh, it's another 40-20 attack from Hingano. I don't think this one's quite going to have the juice, but I tell you what, it's not a bad kick into that corner. Kick chase is good again from York, so
Jesse D on that occasion.
Featherstone will have work to do to get away from their own line.
That's a great kick from Hingano in a dummy half. Sees again that the wingers are up, there's space in behind. He was going for the 40-20, going for that big play to try and earn his side a good ball set, an opportunity to press the Featherstone line, but equally it's not a bad turnover. So now get their line speed.
Vinyarwa again, who's getting his team out of a little bit of a hole.
Go for.
Addy, he's up over the 30.
5. Move, Johnny. Hold.
Jump in now at dummy half, and you think they'll just go long with this kick. That is what they do.
Kick is clear.
Splits the winger and the fullback.
Kick there from Hampshire.
Yeah, Matahapa eventually bringing it in, but Hampshire doing what Hingano had done the set before and turning the opposition around. Harris now in a active half to Brown. York players walking back, so very much on the back three to try and get them out of this
Go to.
end of the field. Galliano's managed to wrestle himself free. Bumps off another defender, but then loses the ball. He did so much good work, but then it's Featherstone on the attack.
Oh, it's unfortunate there from Galliano. You said that the back three would have to get him out of trouble, and he does it with a fantastic carry. Busts a couple of tackles, makes the half break, and it's Will Jubb who comes to the rescue for Featherstone from behind, knocks the arm and knocks the ball free. And now it's
We can't take a breath, can you, in this final? Webb up towards the 30. The shape is on the right-hand side, that's the way they come. Addy out the back to Hampshire. Hampshire with just a short drop-off ball. York's defence again is very good. 20 metres away.
Go for it.
Jubb. Addy growing into this game more and more. That ball playing loose forward role.
Move, Connor. All the way, Akuma. Hold. Go for
Jones in a hooker. Addy again a first receiver. Featherstone 10 metres away. One more tackle to try and take the lead in this cup final. We'll come right to Reynolds, who puts a kick through. It'll go dead.
tackle set.
Reynolds was asking if he was taken out after the kick. The referee says no, and as you correctly point out, Andrew Anderson, it's a 7 tackle set.
Yeah, I think he was more hoping there the referee might go on his side.
Well, the kick was never on, was it? Even if he'd have stayed on his feet, he put too much juice on it.
Yeah, too much on it.
Hold. Go 0.
Brown up towards the 40.
1. Move, Jimmy. Get square. Gather and find me.
Every second that clock ticks down, the tension goes up.
2. Move, Jimmy. Brown all the way.
So no room for error, is there? There's no room for error.
No.
Well, it's a great tackle there. Wow.
Great contact.
Stand down.
Jack Martin's upended.
Hold. Hold.
So there's not
Go for
been
it.
room for error, really, has there, all game? There have been errors, of course, inevitable in conditions like these, but it's been so close. 14 minutes or so left in the game. You just wonder who's got the nerve. Mikey Lewis did it in the Challenge Cup final. Harris, ball into the air. Old Thirt's up to deal with it. It's come back.
Penalty offside. I've got
It's come back in Featherstone hands.
in front of the man. Penalty.
But it's going to be an offside penalty, I think. That's come off the hands of Old Thirt's.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
And then Hardcastle brought the ball in, so it is going to be a penalty. And this one I think they will keep rolling, because this is not a guarantee from the kick. Liam Harris is very good with the boot, of course. But he will just stick that into touch. And York will have a full set on the Featherstone Rovers line. I've had a few of these, they've not made one count so far. At some point, something is going to break in this cup final. Will it be now? McShane in at dummy half. The shape is on the right-hand side. That's where they come, but then they come back the other way. Harris, Ingano tries to get it through the hands quickly. Goes to ground, but stays in York possession.
Yeah, a little trick play there from the Knights. Change of angle, trying to catch the opposition on the opposite side of the ruck, and the execution just not quite on point. So the Rovers were able to deal with it.
Martin stops 15 metres away. Both teams have match winners, don't they? Here's potentially one of them, Hingano, out to another in Harris. He's Matartha. Featherstone hold them out again. Matartha acting up. Full width of the field to play with. Harris stabs a kick through. Hingano goes chasing. And it's going to be a repeat set. We'll have a little kick back from Liam Harris.
Well, we've got to credit the goal line defence from both teams this evening, Lewis. It's been outstanding. The Knights have handled everything on their try line. The Featherstone have thrown at them, and equally the Rovers have continued to turn up and support one another defensively on their try line. And there was a neat kick there from Liam Harris in behind the line, but it was Rocky Hampshire, I think, that had read the play. He just dropped down the line slightly, sort of felt that it was coming, and he got himself in position to ground the ball. But it means it's another set of 6 that the Rovers will have to endure. As Brendan said, in our carries.
Sansi started that run from deep. He stopped on the 30th.
Go on.
York now, their turn to try and bash down the door. McShane assesses his options. Comes out to the left to Thompson. He finds Hingano. Hingano up to the line. Could be an overlap here if York can find it. Really good defensive effort again. Hardcastle just shutting the door. Still the pressure builds. Still we wait for a game-breaking moment in this cup final. Santi, the next person trying to go. Santi could be through. And again, just has his feet taken out from underneath him. McShane goes himself for McShane. Can't quite get the arm free. This is the last one more chance. Harrison, that ball's come down. Not gone, says the referee. So Featherstone survive.
Who's he saying? Ball, is he? He's saying Rovers ball. Wow, you got it. Wow. That is tremendous scramble defence from Featherstone Rovers. I mean, this play here is Hardcastle that makes the tackle. Fields on his outside. That was a great piece of
defence. It, hasn't he? So
yeah,
Hardcastle to make that tackle.
Absolutely. And then Santi shrugs off play where makes the half break. He doesn't have anybody on his shoulder to offload to. Scrambling there, and then McShane jumps out of dummy half, and they scramble to save that. Then Harris out of dummy half. And you've got to credit the Featherstone Rovers there. That was tremendous scramble defence on their try line. They looked like they were shot then.
Move, Connor, get square. Back.
Connor wins back on the field there, Lewis. That's good news for the Rovers.
That's a boost, isn't it, for Featherstone? 10 minutes or so left in the game. Probably a good time to point out that clock on your screen, just a guide, not looked at for the referee's watch. So about 9 minutes left. Plenty of time for someone to find something. We could, of course, go all the way to Golden Point. And so after the day we had, you wouldn't rule it out, would you? Oh, big contact!
Gee.
Featherstone trying to force something.
Fair play to Galliano. He's
done well, hasn't he?
He's got up and carried on and made a few more moves for his team.
Push forward.
So York handed the ball deep inside their own half. Their turn to do it tough out of yardage. And it has been tough, hasn't it, for both teams? Metres at a premium.
Moving square.
McShane steps in at dummy half. Just a short ball to Matt Arthur. He's ball down just short of the 40. We've seen a few 40-20 attempts. There won't be one here. Igano brings us out to the left. York trying to just add a little bit of width to the play. Shut down on the halfway line. Hand in the air for the ref. So this is the last tackle. Igano up to the line. Doesn't look like there's too much of a plan here. Eventually, Harris does put boot to ball. And Wynn does well underneath it. Tries to get up towards the 20, dragged back towards the 10 though.
Great defence from
York
the
have done that really well, haven't they?
Yeah.
This afternoon. Someone on that rugby league field has got the match-winning moment up their sleeve. We don't know who it is yet. But we're not too far away from finding out. We have to have a winner. Someone is going to lift that AB Sundex 1895 cup. Toss of a coin at the moment, isn't it? Who's going to be?
Honestly, I can't say.
So Reynolds out to the left-hand side. Clay again looking to try and find a little bit of a gap. This is the last. York again starting this set deep inside their own territory. When did you start thinking about the one?
I suppose if you're in a position to do it, you probably would go at this stage, wouldn't you?
In a game like this, I think you have to.
I agree.
Scoreboard pressure. So you're inside their own half, but with ball in hand.
Carry for Vingano.
Yeah, he's got so many aspects to his game, hasn't he, Ate Vingano? Very classy with ball in hand, but a physical half-back as well. Santi, maybe just thought he'd got himself over the line a few minutes ago. Now the kick goes high. Aiken's underneath it. He's been so solid.
Yes, he's been good today.
Both fullbacks
Yeah, they have. Like you say, I think you look at both teams, the sets of players have been great. It's really hard, isn't it, to pick who would be a man of the match today as well. It's one of those games where everybody seems to be doing their jobs really well for both sets of players, both teams. Hence the scoreboard is what it is.
So Featherstone up towards halfway. Addy brings us out to the right-hand side. Slip again. Here's Clay, who's just starting to inject himself into the game. Man of the match award, of course, he's voted for by the fans in this one. Get on to our league and cast your vote. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one. I think there's going to be so many different opinions on their man of the match this evening.
And we had it in the Betfred Challenge Cup final. Mark Sneed, last trophy winner for the third time, but also a losing medal around his neck as well. Your cup over halfway. 5 minutes away from Golden Point. Harris out to the left. McShane. He'll come short side to Harris. He'll take the aerial route. Aikens again does really well to bring it in and then try and get himself away from the defenders. This is sleepless nights territory, isn't it, if you make an error here? Reynolds travelling along the line and drops it back on the inside to all thirds. If he finds open space, he can go. He's dragged down on this occasion.
5 minutes to play.
Featherstone looks like they're just favouring this near side, this left-hand edge a little bit in the second half. Where they've had some joy. Addy. Now we come out to the right-hand side. Old First can find some space. 5 minutes left on the clock.
That's okay. Thompson sharp.
Rovers now trying their luck down the right. York wise to it on this occasion, but as we come on to the last, Featherstone will have the entire width of the Wembley pitch to try and use. In the end, they keep it relatively narrow. High ball. Oh, really good again from Toa Mataafa.
Wonderful catch from that half.
We said at the beginning how important the performance of the back three was going to be because of the conditions, because of the width of the pitch and the prowess of the kickers on the field. Well, they've been very, very good as Brown looks to try and get York upfield.
Go for it. Hold Ade. Middle.
Oh, nearly just comes loose, but Kieran Buchanan does enough to keep hold of the ball. York up towards halfway.
Just keeping the symbol on that set, aren't they, Lewis? Just carrying direct, no offloads.
Just feel, isn't it? We're just in that thing now of who can get into drop goal territory first. Who's going to have the first shot? Aikens could be through. Aikens could be through. McShane makes the tackle, but Featherstone on the front foot and just talking about getting into drop goal range. They've got an opportunity to do that here. Old Thirds up to the 40.
It's a great kick return from Caleb Aikens.
Addy, he'll bring us out. Vuniola will have a crack. He makes some good meters. When do they get into range? Out they come to the right-hand side. Aikens, there could be numbers if they can use them. York's defence is good again. Still tackles in hand for Featherstone. Could this be the moment? Out they come to left-hand side. Addy, Vuniola, back to Addy. Out to Reynolds. Reynolds will cut back inside. Hampshire. He'll travel along the line. Keeping the ball alive. Featherstone. Aikens eventually brought down. Undoubtedly drop goal range. Oh, but they go to the right-hand side. And the ball goes into touch. Well, the moment that ball went to the short side, Ben Reynolds had his hands on his head. He was in the pocket. He was ready to go. And with minutes left on the clock, Featherstone just throw the cup final away.
Well, they obviously saw an opportunity short side. They had the numbers, a 4v3 scenario. They couldn't execute the skill well enough. But Ben Reynolds, he was in position. I thought they were going to go and play earlier. But they took it right to the last play. And as you said there, Reynolds, he put his hand on his head. He was in position for it.
Well, York do have 90 metres to travel here, so it's going to take some effort from them to get themselves into drop goal range on this set. Purely because of where the ball is on the field, you'd probably want to be in the Featherstone camp at the moment with the seconds ticking away, but anything could still happen. Here's Harris. Now York finding some space. Kieran Buchanan up over halfway. Harris again. This is the last. Do you try it?
Yeah, he's having a crack.
Harris is going to go for it. In the pocket, gets boot to ball, but doesn't make a clean connection.
7 tackle set.
It's going to be a 7 tackle set. And we'll just take this very brief pause in the game. Liam Harris has been voted the player of the match. Will it be on the winning team? We are yet to find out. Edging ever closer to Golden Point.
It's almost like both teams don't deserve to lose. Both teams have been fantastic this season. What a great game of rugby league football we've been able to put on here on Super League Plus this evening for the viewers.
Well, there's still time. But I've gone my entire life without seeing a trialist game of rugby league. I could be about to see one for the second time in 6 months. That one at the beginning of the season wasn't bad either, but here's some space for Connor Wynn. Here's some space for Connor Wynn. York's defence does well and sees him into touch.
Sure why he didn't come in there.
It was almost in two minds, wasn't it? You could see he sort of stepped, thought about it. Oh, Andrew Henderson, we've got to finish.
We have got to finish. I think Connor Wynn's made the wrong decision there. He has got company. It was great hands from Featherstone down this left-hand side.
There's the hooter.
A full-time hooter.
Golden Point. How are the nerves?
Oh, I can't speak, boys. Wow, what a game. What a great game of rugby league.
Well, I'm glad it's going to go on. I don't want to say the end, though.
No.
The day we've had.
Oh, it's like
9.5
sad thing is, Lewis, is one team's going to lose today. And it's almost neither team deserves to lose. They both put on a great show, an advert for the lower leagues in this 1895 Cup final, proudly sponsored by AB Sundex. And what a gripping, absorbing contest we've just watched there, Lewis, over the course of 80 minutes. Both teams that you could argue had some opportunities to score points, but for some last gasp defending and scramble, I think both teams defensively, as we know, have been outstanding. And it really, two penalty goals apiece. Overall, the discipline of the whole contest has been pretty good from both teams.
The next score wins, and we have to have a winner, so we could be here for a while. Which camp are you in at this point, Hendo? I'm always fascinated by this at Golden Point. Do you want the ball first? Do you want to get yourself upfield and try and engineer a shot? Or do you want to try and pin the opposition down in their half, try and restrict territory, maybe even force an error?
It's a really tough one. Because like you say, you receive off the kick-off, you make an error in your own half, you then put yourself under pressure. You kick long, you defend well, you potentially are collecting the ball 30, 40 off your own line, so you're then coming into that good ball territory. So for me personally, I'd probably back us to kick off, kick long, D hard, force them to kick inside their own 40, and then hopefully then on tackle 1, tackle 2, you're around the halfway and you're coming into good ball territory to give you a chance of being in range for a shot. But then equally you miss, you give a second and 7 tackle set away. It's just so many variables.
Torture, isn't it?
Oh, there's so many variables that could happen.
Basically, there's no right answer.
No, there isn't. There isn't. It's a little bit like that one where people say, you're better off having a week off before a final, or you're better off having that extra game. And you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You have a week off and you're fresh and you go in and win it. Everyone says the week off done you good. You lose it. Oh, you lost momentum. You know what I mean?
I might need a week off after this, Hendo. It's one hell of a day at Rugby League here at Wembley.
Well, certainly the fans that have travelled, great travelling support from both clubs this evening, from both York and Featherstone, to watch their two teams respectfully challenge for this trophy, which does mean a lot to both clubs. You can only have one winner.
And we wait to find out who it is.
So the Rovers are going to be the ones.
Golden Point, York will get the football first, It's going to be the Knights who get first possession in this first 5 minutes of Golden Point. So here we go. The wait for a winner goes on, but it is York who will get first crack at it. No errors, no penalties. That'll be the big message, won't it?
Yep, absolutely. Ball control is imperative. Discipline is key.
Back, hold, go to.
We are going the distance at Wembley.
King back, go free.
York up towards their own 40. We've seen a couple of 40-20 attempts. You wouldn't mind one here, would you, if you're a York fan? Up towards halfway they go. This is the last, so no scoring opportunity here. Harris will just put boot to ball and look to try and pin Featherstone in. Aikens up to the line. He'll make it up towards the 20 before being forced back. Now Gale. York restricting the meters in the first couple of tackles in this set. Old Furts is the next cab off the rank. He almost gets himself free, but he stops short. Featherstone asking for a penalty. Nothing happening, says the ref, around the shoulder. So Reynolds out of acting half, brings us out to the right-hand side to Aikens. Featherstone will finish this set inside their own half, unless they can whip up some magic here. No boot to ball from Hampshire. Matt Arthur drifts underneath it, brings it in. And now it's York's turn to try and get himself into scoring range. You just wonder, don't you, with minutes left when Featherstone were 10 metres meters away, dead centre. Are they going to rue not going for the one-pointer?
Quite possibly, Lewis.
McShane, who's covered every blade of grass. Former man of steel. Will he be leaving here a Wembley winner with the York Knights? Out they come to the left-hand side. Hingano up to the line. York making good progress. This is the last.
Harris is deep.
Harris wants it. He's got space. Puts boot the ball, but again doesn't find the range, and it's another 7-tackle set. And that could be important.
I said that before, and it goes dead. It's 7-tackle set, which gives the opposition now an opportunity. Harris set himself nicely. He had the accuracy, just didn't have the power to slot it over.
Big hold on this left side.
So Featherstone perhaps with slight advantage here. Still a lot of field to try and cover. All thirds. Step one way and then the other, and borderline, I think, probably just on the safe side of high, that tackle. And it has stopped Featherstone in their tracks. The meters have slowed down in this set.
Yeah, it's good defence from York at the moment.
That extra tackle could prove crucial, though, as Addy brings it up to the line, and now maybe they can find some space up over halfway. Still tackles in hand to try and work themselves into shooting range. Addy. Oh, big shot goes in. Featherstone still have ball in hand. Here's Gale travelling along the line. Gets the offload away. Beckett will play the ball, hand in the air for the referee, so it's a long shot, but it is a shot perhaps for Hampshire, and he can't make clean connection. Will this go out? No, it won't.
It won't. No, it
It's
won't.
going to bounce in, so no 20-metre tap, no 7 tackles for York, but I tell you what, that's as good as the way that they've come off their own line there.
Neither team relenting, are they? Neither team giving in, competing hard to the end. It's been an exhilarating contest to watch.
Golden point in a cup final at Wembley. What more could you want? Great to have you with us here on Super League Plus. Hingano, maybe now some space for York on the left-hand side. Galliano trying to get himself away. Their best opportunity, surely, to try and engineer something. Hand in the air. Where is Harris? In the pocket. Out it comes. It's not a great ball, but it gets a better connection. Liam Harris, he's got it! Liam Harris kicks a drop goal, and York win the AB Sundex 1895 Cup final. great sport just delivers and delivers and delivers. What a Betfred Challenge Cup Finals day we had. What a performance from Wigan. What a dramatic win for Hull KR. We'll see the drop goal again here.
This is it.
That has won the cup final for York in Golden Point. Liam Harris writes his name in York Rugby League history. It feels like a club with a very, very bright future. But the only real future that matters at the moment is tonight, and the celebrations will ensue for York.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Fantastic scenes down there for the York Knights fans, embracing one another. They've made the journey down, some last night, some today, and they've been rewarded with victory. And full credit to the Featherstone Rovers.
Oh, they played their part in an unbelievable cup
They
final.
certainly have. An exhilarating contest, as I've said before, but the York Knights, at the end of the day, come up with a match winner through Liam Harris. And like we said, it's great for the club. You know, we're in a good place at the moment. On-field performance is improving. Off-field is improving. The club is in a really good position now moving forward. And it's just nice for the club to win some silverware. It's been a long time coming.
Well, fittingly, Liam Harris, we'd already announced him as player of the match before he struck that drop goal over. Wouldn't be in any doubt, would it, if we'd have waited until the final whistle. But we can head down pitch side now to Andy Wilson, who is with our player of the match, York Knights match winner, Liam Harris.
Liam Harris, you kicked a drop goal, you've won the cup.
I don't really know what to say. So proud of this team, mate. We was ordinary today, I'm not going to lie. We saved our worst performance of the year for the cup final, but the togetherness of this team and the determination is not anything like I've ever known before. And I think that was what got us through in the end. You know, people talk about the drop goal, but them middles, in that middle was going all the way through extra time, and you know, they didn't stop moving their feet, and they never wanted to let the mates down, and that's what we're about.
And for York as a club, you know, to see your fans celebrating, it's a big deal, this, isn't it?
Absolutely. I don't know when the last time York won a trophy is. I couldn't tell you. It's over 45 years ago, easy. So it means a lot, mate. It really does mean a lot.
Did you pick 45 years out at random there as a Hull man?
I think so. I think last time we got to Wembley previous to that was about 45 years, so I'm just going to guess that they won it, fingers crossed. But look, I'm really happy for this club. There's so many special people involved in this club, and we're going to get the plaudits now, but our backroom staff, our coaching team, our media guys, the guys in the office, and Clint, our owner, you know, it's for everyone associated with the club, especially the elite family. We've got Dave, who comes on videos every session for us for nothing, and George, our chef, Willie's our assistant coach, and Dawn, the mum, it's the glue that holds us all together. She comes in with the brownies and the cookies, so fingers crossed on Tuesday we've got some bakes.
Lucky lads. And just on Mark Applegarth walked behind you as well, and he's obviously played a big part in moulding this team.
I can't speak highly enough of Mash. He's probably the best man manager I've ever worked with. The way he gets the group together is something like I've never seen before, and the boys will run through a brick wall for Mash. He's very player-led, and he gives us a lot of responsibility. I love working with him.
And just to dwell briefly on the drop goal, you had a couple of sighters, but to strike that ball, how did it feel when it left your boot, the winner?
I knew as soon as that one left the boot, it was over. I could have turned around, I knew it was going in, but yeah, the two prior, I didn't strike him too well. There was quite a bit of pressure, and we probably didn't set up for it how we should. It was probably just like an off-the-cuff moment, and once we got to our points and how we rehearsed for them situations, I always wanted that ball. In the back of my mind, I knew I'd missed two, but I wanted that ball. I knew that was my moment.
And at the risk of upsetting a black and white, it has been a good day for Hull people at Wembley.
You won't upset me, mate. One of my best mates, Jez Litton's lifted the trophy. Jack Brown and Dean Hadley, who I've got to know at LFC. I'm so happy for them. I've got many friends that support OKR, and you know, I still know Neil Ludgell and things like that, and I couldn't think of anyone more deserving than that club to win it.
Well done, Liam. Go and celebrate.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
So Liam Harris our player of the match, our match winner in the 1895 Cup final. And he's just celebrated down below us with a full-length slide on his belly towards the York fans.
Yeah.
Who I think are going to have a pretty good night.
They will indeed. They will indeed. And I'm really pleased for Liam Harris. He's really put his heart into this club. He's embraced this club. I think he's found his home at this club. The way he's been performing, outstanding. You know, he's done a tremendous job as captain to lead his team to victory today.
Well, of course, York are our AB Sundex 1895 Cup winners. Polkey are our Betfred Challenge Cup winners. The two sides met in the early stages of the third round of the Betfred Challenge Cup back in February. And on that occasion, of course, the Rovers came out on top. But you could see that York were doing something right. You could see there was a team there. I remember Liam Harris having a really good day that night as well. And it just feels like, and you'll know this very, very well, Hendo, it feels like a club that's just going in one direction, and we don't know what the future holds. It's not as simple as it used to be with promotion and relegation, but York will feel, Mark Applegarth will feel, Clint Goodchild will feel that this is just the start for the York Knights.
Absolutely. Well, like you said, you hit the nail on the head there. We can only control what we can control. And we're improving areas of the club off the field. We're improving on the field. Yeah, Mark Applegarth has done a tremendous job at coaching this team, taking them forward, progressing them. You know, and obviously we're doing a decent job at the moment in the Betfred Championship. Still a long way to go in that competition, but we're playing some good football and we're in the right place on the up. You know, and then to come here and lead the team to victory, you know, supported by a great group of players and a great support staff around him. But you've got to give him credit. You know, Mark Applegarth's done a tremendous job. And like I said, our owner, Clint Goodchild, is doing some great things off the field to help develop the club further. And we're in a good position at the moment. But as I said, a lot of things are out of our hands. You know, but we will control what we can control and do the best we can and put our best foot forward to hopefully one day become a Super League club.
Well, as we watch Featherstone Rovers make that slow, defeated trudge up to the Royal Box, we absolutely should take credit to the part that they have played in a wonderful cup final here at Wembley. Danny Adderley's them up as captain. I thought he was excellent today.
Yeah, he was good.
Really took the game on the scruff of the neck in the second half. King Vuniyawa, I thought was massive. Caleb Akins at fullback, almost faultless really in the way that he dealt with the kicking game. And you just wonder if they're going to get into that changing room and think, why didn't we go for it 10 metres out? Why did we go short side?
Naturally they will look at that. And when they review the game, they'll look at that. You know, do you try and take the power play short side because you've got the 4v3, or do you go and play the safety option, have a crack at the drop goal, you know, 15 metres out in front of there? It's half a dozen one, half a dozen the other. I don't think Paul Cook will be too critical. I think he'll probably say to his team that, hey, you back yourselves, you know, to play, and had the passes stuck, they score in the corner, they probably win the game from there. You know, that's the way it is. You know, they took a chance, it didn't come off. Hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? But ultimately, as we said, both teams have contributed to a fantastic contest. It's hard to see a team lose it, whether it was Featherstone or York, because I thought both sets of players did their jobs well. There were moments in the game where, you know, arguably could have been better. You know, some real discipline, some errors could have proved costly. You know, but ultimately it's 2 penalty goals apiece and a drop goal that wins it. You know, no tries were scored defensively. Both teams were outstanding. It was on 2 boxes, weren't they, going 12 rounds at each other.
And it went to points, essentially, didn't it?
Absolutely.
It went to the judges' cards, more or less. Maybe that would have been a fairer way of deciding it. I don't know. This competition is so valuable, isn't it, to these clubs? And yes, the memories that these York supporters will have now, and what this club can look back on, and story through how, you know, the narrative of this team.
Well, the playing group now, that playing group here now, the team of 2025 will be remembered for winning at Wembley. You know, and hopefully we remembered for winning more things.
Well, they still may will.
Absolutely. We've got
halfway through the season.
In what is
an extremely competitive Betfred Championship. Championship, they are right in the mix. So Featherstone slowly make their way down the Wembley steps. On the other side, the York Knights. It's a much easier walk when you're about to pick up a winner's medal as the rain teems down here at Wembley. The York players won't care. The York fans won't care. They are about to lift silverware in one of the most iconic stadiums in the world. This arch has seen some things over the years. Tonight, let us in York win the AB Sundex 1895 Cup.
First onto the Royal Box, the Ray French Award for Player of the Match.
So Liam Harris, the Ray French Award winner.
For York's number 7, Liam Harris.
Named after one of the greats in terms of rugby league commentary. A fitting award for a player who was dazzling throughout the game and then clutch when he needed to be. And just below us, York fans running across the Wembley seats to try and get as close to that royal box as they can. They're going to be in box position when they come down pitch side with the trophy. It's a long old journey back to York. They won't care a jot as the players receive their medals. Paul McShane, how good was he? An 80-minute stint. He was always a statement signing in terms of the pedigree that he brought to the club, but that was more than experience. That was more than pedigree out there. That was value that maybe just saw them over the line. Jordan Thompson as well, excellent, I thought today. Jesse D, really industrious.
I mean, that's the thing. I think when you look at both teams, I think every player did a decent job. I thought it would have been really difficult to pick man of the match. I think it's worked out well with Liam Harris because he's kicked the winner. So it's perfect that the fans that voted got him across the line. But like you said, I think everybody's done a tremendous job. And, you know, super proud of this group. It's fantastic to see. Great for the fans. You know, to all the people behind the scenes that have done a great job. The coaching team, the support staff. So many good people at this club doing a lot of good things. And it's just really rewarding for the fans.
So here we are, after 80 minutes and a bit more. We are ready to present the trophy. York Knights, Wembley winners, 2025 AB Sundex 1895 Cup champions, the York Knights. The trophy goes into the air, the celebrations begin, and a wonderful day at Wembley is brought to a close in fitting fashion.
It certainly is, Lewis. There's some scenes of jubilation, and they should enjoy it tonight, the players, and they will. Not many opportunities you get to win trophies, and when you do, you've got to enjoy it.
Enjoy it they will as the trophy makes its way through the hands of the York players. It makes its way down the line. stadium that has such a proud association with rugby league has produced another one of the great days. As York make their way down the steps, Liam Harris with trophy in hand. Will be difficult to get that off him, I would have thought, tonight. LFC fan who's had to enjoy watching OKR win at Wembley, but he won't mind a jot tonight. He mentioned a few of his friends in that Rovers team. So York are winners here at Wembley, and we can head pitch side back to Andy Wilson, who's with their head coach, Mark Applegarth.
Mark Applegarth, you're a Wembley winner. How does that feel?
Oh, just unbelievably proud of of all the squad. Definitely that 17 out there today. I don't think it went our way, the game flow. I thought the first 20 minutes, we didn't help ourselves. A couple of tough calls, but that sums up this group. Basically, we found a way to get over the line, and that last 5 minutes, I think it sums up what we want to be about as a group. We just found a way to win, and you got to give credit to Featherstone too. I thought we were an excellent cup final. Both teams just going at each other, forcing you to go into them extra gears that you don't know if you've got. So, commiserations to Featherstone, but over the moon from our group and a proud coach.
And in the end, it was Liam Harris's kick to win it after a couple of practice shots.
Yeah, he kept us waiting, didn't he? But there ain't a better player on that field that you want slotting that drop goal over. And I'll be honest with you, I couldn't tell if it had gone over or not. So I just went off their reaction. So, he's an excellent captain, an excellent leader, and he's the heartbeat of this team. So well-deserved man of the match as well. So over the moon for him.
And for the club, we can see the supporters and the clinch in the box. It's a big day for the club.
Oh, it's massive. Listen, York's a sporting city. They get behind, and I thought the fans were fantastic. And as I said, ultimately, just unbelievably proud for the players. Learning things about themselves.